Okay, so we're going to start again here, and hang on, I got to get the timer started here. Okay, we're rolling again. Yeah, some of the comments on the earlier videos have been quite favorable, and that's really nice because I finally found some software that allow me to do these screen captures full size, and it's been working out pretty well so far. I just have to make sure I keep the time limits down, otherwise it again it freezes up and I lose everything. So what to do now? Government is going to pass, therefore collecting resources, which they sorely need after that kidnapping bonanza from the FARC. By the way, I noticed that we omitted one lock. I didn't notice. Had another ground grill on there, so. AUC is available to do actions and special or ops and special actions here. I'd say take it. Let's take it now. Unless you hear my birds in the background. Loco munchins, he hears the birds. Yeah, the birds come in the evenings and sit outside my window here and chirp. It's a pretty nice evening here in New Mexico. I got the doors open. It's monsoon season, so the evenings cool off real nice. Some of you watching the videos, by the way, if you're watching video number 5, you'll hear some pretty loud thunder. I was telling the guys beforehand, right after I'd stopped all the videos, about 10 seconds after I powered down, lightning struck a pole about a block from our house. Volko asked me if I'm able to smell the smoke from Los Alamos. No, I'm up in the Four Corners area, and the prevailing winds are taking it the other way. But earlier this year, we did smell the smoke from the fires in Arizona, and it was actually very thick here in Gallup, visibility down to a couple miles sometimes. Fortunately, that's done. Albuquerque actually is a trap for smoke smell. The way the atmosphere works there. The nuances of it trap smoke in that valley. So whenever there's fires up in the mountains, it a lot of times gets stuck there. Okay, so moving right along, AUC, I'd say they have an option here. They could pass again and do that same dirty trick to FARC, because both government and the AUC are eligible to play on the next card, but the government is really planning just to do limited operations on the next card, because they really want to kill FARC, get them out of that city. What do you think, guys? Would the government and AUC make a deal together? I mean, where the government plays the event and AUC smacks FARC somewhere? I'm not so sure that the event is worth losing the operational tempo that the government needs. The government needs to do some operations and kill some enemy pieces. Jeff, you would what? Play the event or not make the deal with AUC? Jeff would make a deal with the AUC. Here's what it does. They make a deal with the AUC. You lock FARC out of playing High Mountain battalions. They would be out. They would effectively sit out 2 cards. So you're squashing FARC's operational tempo. All right, let's just play that out and see how that works. Let's just imagine here that AUC goes ahead and passes as well. They form a conspiracy with the government. It's just what the AUC tends to do. And by the way, I have seen in games, for those of you watching this, I have seen a game, one playtest game, where I was the government and player was FARC, and we made a deal together because the AUC was getting too powerful. So FARC and the government allied together to squash the AUC. It was a very interesting game. Incidentally, neither the government nor FARC nor the AUC won. It was the cartels. All right, so government is going to go ahead and play the event. I say play the event and put that benefit into the government's back pocket. It's still fairly early in the game, so the government still has the option to go ahead and use its mountain abilities now. That's going to strengthen their position for the long term. It doesn't give them any short-term benefit, but long-term, I think it'll pay off. By the way, the longer the game goes, the less capable the government capabilities become. So now the AUC probably does want to go ahead and act with extreme prejudice. And they need some bases, yeah. Question is, do they want to train now to get more bases, or do they want to go kill things? I'm a huge fan of marching and killing things. So I'm going to say they're going to want to march here. I'll show you why in just a second. So let's go ahead and put some action pawns down in the destinations. We're going to actually march into Choco. And we are going to march into Meta East. And why not Meta West? 1, 2, 3. That's 3 areas marching into. So here we go. Okay, the guy from Putumayo that I intentionally kept underground, now he's going to march to areas where there's maybe more opportunity now. So that costs 1 resource. Let's go and pay for all these now. That's 1, 2, 3. So we go down 1, 2, 3 resources. And same thing up in Arauco. You got an underground guy there. Let's go ahead and march him into Meta West. He stays underground because the marching guerrilla plus the number of FARC guerrillas in there does not exceed 3. And now marching into Choco. I got a decision here. I could march in with everybody, just leave a guerrilla behind to guard the bases, and march in with everybody else. They all go active, but look at this. I mean, I could take 2, 4, 6 guerrillas with me, and I don't really need to be underground to kill things. Because with 6 guerrillas, I can't possibly fail in any attack that I launch. On the other hand, I could leave it as a strategic reserve, because if I wanted to march in strength into Huila, I could do that with this AUC biomass, as I like to call it. The other option would be just to march 1 or 2 guys in. Let's just march 2 guys in. Let's just do that into Choco. Now we're in a position to assassinate and just cause all kinds of problems. Now, why did I not rally? Because there's another efficient way to do what I want to do here. I'm going to chase this with an extortion special activity. So we're going to activate a cell in Atlantico and also in Antioquia. So we're going to recoup 2 of our losses. Here's what that does for me. Up in Atlantico, I have to remove 2 guerrillas to establish a base. So during my next operation, I could go ahead and remove those 2 active guerrillas and put a base down. So it's no skin off my back that they happen to be active. So that'll be kind of cool. So I recoup 2 of those losses, so up to 10 resources. Yes, I run a very efficient death squad. For those of you who are connoisseurs of Twilight Struggle. Okay, so that terminates the card play, and we move on to next card. Going to be Caño Limón. What does this card do? The shaded portion is sabotage the 3 pipelines with highest value and no cubes. Let's see, does FARC want to do that? Here is the cost, folks, of government playing the event rather than squashing that base in Bogota. All right? Here's where it's going to get fun. They're going to do a rally operation. They don't want to do anything. They don't have anything to do with the event here. They want to do a rally operation. So here's what they're going to do. Rally operation, and number 1 is rally in Bogota. Number 2, they want to rally in Huila. That'll put a base down. They need to rally in Choco to defend that particular area. Probably want to rally up here. Let's just rally all over the place. I mean, FARC's got the resources, for crying out loud. Might as well just rally all over the place. Yeah, rallying in Antioquia is another nasty little tool. Putting an underground guerrilla there suddenly takes the war back to the AUC. All right, let's do these. I'm going to pay for these one at a time because I may not have enough gorillas to do everything I want to do. I only have 6 gorillas available in the available stock right now. So let's do these one at a time, and I'll show you what some of these are going to do. First of all, in Huila, we're going to take 2 gorillas and exchange them for a base. So I'm actually going to take the active one out first, and in fact, actually check that. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Never mind. You could do a special action before your operation, but I don't think it would benefit me here. So let's go ahead and do that. Put them back there, and we'll put a base down in Huila. And that alters our victory condition, but we'll total that up when we're done with it. So delete that, and now we have one less resource to play with. We'll rally up here, putting 1 gorilla in Cesar. Yeah, Jeff, you're way ahead of me. I'm going to be removing a bunch of active gorillas and moving them to other locations. So that's one of the tricks I was going to show you. Mike, you asked, did it take 2 gorillas? Yes, it did. I only removed the 1. Thank you for reminding me. I removed the active one. I forgot to remove another one in Huila. Okay, I'm putting 2 gorillas down in Choco, because we know we got a fight on our hands there. Definitely want to pay for that one. Definitely want to do one in Arauca. Let's put 1 down there. And I want to hit the center here. So it's 2 more resources down. So yeah, this is an expensive venture, but it'll be beneficial to us in the long run. Let's see how many we have available. We have 3 more gorillas available. Okay. We use 2 of them in Meta East. So we got 3 of them there. And then, or excuse me, Meta West. Now Meta East, we'll do our last one for the available stock. Now here's something you can do. You can always remove one of your pieces from anywhere on the... Now here's what we're going to do up in Meta East. We're going to remove some of our pieces. Remember, you can remove any one of your pieces at any time and put it in your available stock, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to remove this guy from the lock down here by Ecuador, put him in our available stock, and what that does is it allows us to place him into where we're rallying. So we didn't need him on that lock anymore. Lock sabotaged. We can't do any more to it this round. Now, here's what I plan to do with Bogota, and this is what's going to be so cool. In lieu of placing new gorillas or a base, what we can do is we can take all of our active gorillas, any active gorillas we want, from anywhere on the map and place them into a space that has a base that is an eligible rally location. And this is why, as the government, that was a mistake to take that battalions card. The lure of the event draws them in. But here's what's going to happen. FARC is going to take all of its active guerrillas. This is going to be a nightmare of colossal proportions. We're taking all of our active guerrillas from anywhere on the map, and we can put them in the area that has the base, and they all go underground. So this becomes a colossal nightmare. Now, it might be a colossal killing field too, but that remains to be seen. That bottom line, that base has to go, and it's probably going to take the AUC to do it. Remember, the AUC's goal is to kill FARC bases, so this is where the goals of the government and the AUC will probably coincide. All right, I got to pause here for the recording.